Good morning, everyone. I'm Shannon Hunstad, Superintendent of Dilworth, Glen, and Felton Public Schools. I want to take a few moments to encourage you to participate in a big decision coming up for our district. Next Tuesday, our community will vote on whether or not to approve a new operating levy. I'd like to quickly share what that means for DGF and why it's so important. This funding is proposed because we've already cut over $1.6 million out of our budget in recent years, which has reduced the number of administrators, the number of teachers, support staff, and even some bus routes. We've made these cuts because 89% of our funding currently comes from the state of Minnesota, and it has not been adjusted to account for inflation for over 20 years. When factoring inflation, our schools receive about 19% less per student than they did in 2005. Unfortunately, we are not the only school district in this predicament. One in 5 school districts will be going to the public next week to ask for more funding. If the levy does not pass, obviously more budget cuts are going to need to happen. It's going to increase class size because we're going to have to reduce staffing. And it's going to reduce programs, electives, etc. And so those are the things that could happen there. If it's approved, this levy will provide an additional $500 in funding per student each year for the next 10 years. And this is primarily going to go to support our day-to-day costs. For example, we're going to, instead of cutting teachers, we're going to prevent that from happening, and we'll be able to maintain our current class sizes. We also want to provide teachers with their annual budgets again. If they've been cut recently, we want to make sure that they get those back for school supplies. We want to continue to fund our electives and technical education classes that prepare students for their careers. We also have facility maintenance issues that need to be addressed over the next decade, and this funding will also help with that. Now, if approved, the new funding will be provided by a tax increase on homes and business owners. As you know, farmland in an operating referendum are not taxed. So farmland will not be taxed. You can visit our referendum website, rallyforrebels.org, to use a tax calculator to easily calculate your property tax impact. Most importantly, I do encourage you to vote. Whether you vote yes or no, every resident in our district deserves to have a say in this decision for our schools. You can either vote early on a weekday between now and next Monday in the district office, or of course on election day at your polling place. The rallyforrebels.org has those polling locations, so please look there for that. I want to finish with some thank yous. So thank you, number one, for taking time to learn more. And I want to thank our DGF staff, our elementary parents group, our activity clubs, and our DGF Foundation for all the ways that they support our students. And as community members, you make our schools stronger. And I hope that you take that commitment to the polls next week. I want to thank you for your time. And as always, go Rebels.